What's your wisest perspective that helps you through these current chaotic, uncertain times that keeps you from getting lost in fear and despair?
Well, it's interesting because I tell people a lot that I might be one of the biggest cynics that people might ever meet, but I don't let my cynicism stop me. I don't let I feel fear. I don't let my fear stop me. I feel rage and anger because that's my natural response to places and people and animals that I love being decimated. I feel all of these feelings, and they're part of the human experience. But it's what do we choose to do with those feelings or not do that, in my experience, is what makes all the difference. So, with what's going on right now, for me, it just feels like it's putting up more than ever before for many, many people. It's putting things right in front of their face in a way that we have to deal with now because it's affecting people we know. It's affecting places we know. It is, even if it's just the politics in the United States, it's like, it's so egregious at this point that you really can't stick your head in the sand anymore. It's like the winds are blowing all the sand out. There's nowhere left to put the head. And so it's coming up for people. And a lot of my work while living in that tree and going through everything I went through was really about, in myself, learning how to be with what's so, to including in myself. Do not try and pretend like something isn't happening. Do not pretend like I'm not feeling something, but also to then try and find my way through, and do not allow what's happening and what's so in life or in my head to stop me from doing what's possible when our hearts are willing to break open, when our hearts are willing to crack and grief comes pouring out. It's the containers expanding. And then we have more room, and so right now it's painful. And an automatic reaction is we want to go insular. We want to close in. We want to close down as a self-protective measurement. And yet our world, our earth, our children's future, they need us to be willing to crack open. And then the thing is, though, how do we do that without being consumed? How do we feel the rage and the anger that's a natural response to what we love being hurt and not be consumed by it? How do we feel the kind of grief that many of us feel, but be able to get out of bed and take on a new day with love and joy and possibility? How do we take on the grief, the fear, all these emotions, and see what there is to learn from them, and then let them go like the river washing away so that we can show back up and be present. And it's only in that space of being present that we can bring our best selves forward. So I'm cynical. I get angry. I rage. I cry a lot. I'm so sensitive. I'm the kind of person who cries at commercials, it's kind of pathetic. So. But then it's like, okay, now this is what I'm feeling. But what is it that I need to do to work forward? And so I know that the world needs our love more than ever. Our world needs our joy more than ever. And it's hard because not only is there so much that's sad, but sometimes it feels like, well, who am I to have the right to be joyful when so much and so many are suffering? And yet, but our world needs it. And if we're not going to carry it forward, who will? So we find ways to bring our love, to bring our joy, to bring our commitment, to be willing to take risks that we might never have taken before in our life. Because what better time than now?